Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sam or xJawz, and today I'm bringing you guys a kill confirm gameplay on the map Village. This gameplay right here is a sniping one that I got just a couple hours ago, and every once in a while I like to post a sniper gameplay because I know there's a lot of big sniper fans out there who are always asking me to post some gameplays up with the various sniper rifles in Call of Duty. And even though I'm not that good with them, you can definitely still apply a lot of the same tactics that you would use with an assault rifle, as far as, you know, keeping your distance from enemies and such, which I'll talk about later on in this video, to using a sniper rifle and doing well with it. So like I said, not that great with a sniper rifle, I admit. I know a lot of people are expecting to see quick scoping gameplay whenever they see someone use a sniper rifle. I'm definitely not a good quick scoper, even though every once in a while I'll throw one in. I'll get a couple in a good gameplay, but please don't expect amazing sniper gameplay from me in videos like this. Just sort of a warning, I guess you could say. So anyway, this sniping class that I got set up right here, it's always a good way to start off a video going over the stuff that I'm using. I've got the Recon perk as my first perk, I have Quick Draw, and then I have Marksman. And then my weapon proficiency, I believe, is Impact. Kick, not really that, there's not that much of a point in using Kick with a sniper rifle. I understand it lessens the recoil a little bit, but usually you're, going to get them with the first hit, and the recoil that you have to recover from really isn't that big of a deal when you're using a single shot weapon, even if it is a semi-automatic one, like the Bear 50 cal here. So I just don't see much point in using anything other than Impact, which just works really well. This probably though isn't a great map for Impact, but nonetheless, that's the weapon proficiency I use when I snipe. And then my attachment, I believe, was no attachment in this gameplay, actually, because I didn't have anything unlocked for it, or I didn't have anything that I wanted to use unlocked for it. I would probably only want like extended mags for this, or maybe the motion sensor that's built into it. I can't remember what that's called. But anyway, the perk Recon, not Marksman. I was just kind of testing that out. I really haven't used it much at all in Modern Warfare 3 since the game was released, even though it's been out now for a month and a half, and that's just because from what I read about what the perk was, just a little quick synopsis that they give you in game, it's not really that useful. But I decided to actually give it a chance, and I have to agree with my previous assumption. It's really not that useful. What it does, for those of you who don't know, it shows the enemies who you hit with grenades or any sort of explosive as a little red arrow on the map for like 6 or 7 seconds, just like if you had a UAV, or not a UAV but an advanced UAV, so you get to see which direction they're heading, and in real time where they're headed on the map, which way they're looking, all that sort of stuff. So that's definitely cool when you have it happening, but to dedicate your entire first perk to this when you only have one grenade on each class, it just doesn't make much sense. So I definitely wouldn't recommend going with Recon as a perk. Instead, I would recommend going with Sleight of Hand whenever you're sniping, which is typically the first perk that I go with, because you want to have a secondary that you're going to be using throughout the game in the close quarter situations you run into, and you want to be able to pull that secondary out fast, especially if it's a machine pistol. If you have a machine pistol and you're using like Recon or Blind Eye or Scavenger, you're going to end up being, you're going to end up losing a lot of gunfights while you're in the middle of switching to your secondary, which is just not good at all. If you have akimbo FNGs, or just FNG with extended mags, or any machine pistol at all really, and there's an enemy around a corner in some close quarter situation, you use Sleight of Hand Pro, you switch that weapon a little bit quicker, and next thing you know, you're gonna have a much better fighting chance of winning that gunfight, instead of if you hadn't had it and it would have taken you forever to switch your weapon. So yeah, that's pretty much my little synopsis on what first perk you should use when sniping in the game. As far as my strategy for when I snipe, it pretty much goes like this, and I hope you guys take to heart this sort of sniping advice, because if you're already not a good sniper, you can actually get some pretty good games with snipers, and you can have them as an actual useful part of the game, instead of the way shotguns are right now, where they're really only a novelty. So pretty much whenever I snipe, what I like to do is I think of the map in different sections, quadrants, whatever, of areas where you have a lot of where there's a high volume of close quarters encounters, and then areas where there are not a lot of close quarters encounters, which is typically long lines of sights. And whenever I'm in an area where there are long lines of sights, where I am likely to see an enemy if I aim down my sight, down some corridor, hallway, pathway, whatever, I stay in that area, that general vicinity, for probably 45 seconds to 90 seconds. I like to stay in those areas and pick up a couple nice kills. And then what I do is I move along the map. You never want to stay in the same area no matter what for too long, or else the enemy's going to figure that out and they're going to be, you know, trying to flank you, running straight at you, throwing grenades and stuff like that. And what I do is I move to an area where there is a bit of high traffic in order to get to the next area where there is a long line of sight or something like that. But in that transition, I usually switch to my secondary, and I don't stay there for a long time because that's not the area where I'm optimized to play in. A lot of people like to think they can quick scope all the time and win all those gunfights when they're in those close quarters area, and I'm not saying that there aren't people who can do that. All I'm saying is that I'm definitely not one of them, and I don't think most people are, you know, the type of players where they can win a lot of those close quarters scenarios or, you know, encounters. So you want to move out of there quick and get to the next area where you're going to have that long line of sight, where you're going to have the advantage with the sniper rifle rather than the disadvantage with the sniper rifle. So that's pretty much it. That's the most of advice I can give you guys for using a sniper rifle, since I'm not that great with them. Final score of this gameplay I think was 34-4, so a pretty decent score. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, a thumbs up, you know, and maybe a favorite too. I always really appreciate those. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.